that could potentially come out that could be annoying to deal with, so they are just going to go with that. And Rakan,
Huge.
surprisingly, going to be the first thing picked up. Again, TES have been banning it every game so far this series, but I'm surprised that they put so much emphasis on it for Lwandy, just showing him being the leader, being the shot caller of the squad, what they feel like he can do if he's on the most comfortable champion for him.
Absolutely. It was, as you said, banned the first 3 games, not banned this time around. And they say, cool, you can have the Vi. We're happy with the Maokai into that particular matchup. It does also kind of say to the top esports, you have to take the Xayah. It kind of forces them into a position where it's like, cool, you don't really get a choice now in terms of this. If you give over the Xayah Rakan, it just feels like such an incredibly oppressive lane. Come into that one there as the Aphelios gets locked in, and now the Nautilus on the other side here. So it does feel like the duos have kind of like swapped their partners right now. It does feel like normally you get the Aphelios Nautilus and the Xayah Rakan. Not going to be happening this time around. And we're already kind of back into the bans of seeing where these next few ones kind of come in. And this is going to be the first time now where top esports get to, you know, kind of see the full composition of WWE, and they get to prioritize what they want to try and hide away from this, you know, in these picks.
And I still like that they're keeping things like the Yone ban online when Maokai's on the opposite side, and Shanks has been someone like that Yone pick coming on through. And now to me, it's just about where we're going with our 4th pick, because when you see something like the Vi, again, your mind can go towards like Ahri very quickly. Even the Talia, if maybe they wanted to opt into something that also could bring a bit more scaling damage later on. But I think just picking top could play when you know that Biubiu isn't someone who... It's like, sure, has Biubiu played the Kennons and the Rumbles and the Jaxes? Yes. But WWE aren't someone who put resources into that top lane to enable those types of picks to really get the value that they should.
That's the big thing. We are seeing the Gnar ban consistently as well. You mentioned the Ahri, that gets locked in here. And in game 2, the Ahri-Vi combination was disgusting. And we talked about it right at the end there as well of that game number 3. Give Rookie something he has agency on. Give him something that he can go for flash charms, can get to, you know, get in the face of the enemy while also being safe with that Spirit Rush. So great to see him back on something with a little bit more agency, but they are going to be, you know, kind of bringing that one in kind of a little bit blind. Like you said, you would have preferred to see the blind for the top lane for Wayward, but it is going to be the Ahri locked in here. So now WWE, honestly, go for the Sion. I think just Biubiu on something that's just playing weak side, you know, never really going to die. Just let that one go, but maybe he wants the Cassante instead.
And if they opt into it, my guess would be because of how annoying Wayward was last game. It looks at the Sion still being the potential consideration of the go-to. I agree. I think it was something that Biubiu just looked like he was able to have a really solid handle on. So even doubling down even harder on your engage options as Wayward, and they go with the Gwen for TES. So have some nice pressure in lane, but also just be such an annoyance in team fights. Also just, again, more mixed damage for both solo lanes. So whether Tian ganks top or mid, be hard for Biubiu or Shanks to itemize for those ganks coming through. Is look at Warhorse and how
he is a Warhorse right now. He's terrifying.
You know, we were saying WWE needed the passionate speech. He's given the passionate speech.
Yeah, I mean, look, they know that they can do it. The thing is that game 1 goes against you. That can be just a mental break.
2, all down to Rookie and Tian, these members working in tandem, splitting WWE apart, not getting into a position where it's like, hey, it's just Tian and Rookie having to jump on top of Hope and hoping that like Heng's ult Biubiu in the space he creates, the quickness coming out from Lwandy, like that could really do a lot to dissuade and outright counteract the top esports game plan.
Xayahs went roaring, and the situation has not changed. Top esports 1 game away from moving on to the next round, where they will face off against OMG in 2 days' time. WWE still in it, and as long as you're on the Rift, as long as your Nexus hasn't exploded, you have a chance. And this is where the game starts to get a little bit more funky. It's when you kind of see that, you know, moments like those early games we saw in game number 1 and game number 2. It all came from bot lane. It all was decided from bot lane, you know, effectively in those early games. So curious to see how both these teams kind of react to that, and if they're able to make a different kind of, you know, setup coming into this game number 4.
You hit on it earlier. In 3 years since WWE been able to take down TES in a series, 9-series streak for top esports. So it'd be huge. WWE can pick up this game, bring us even closer to that reality. actually coming to pass.
It gets a bit tense. And again, our observers love the top lane. Don't expect much to happen there. No Ignite on Wayward, has got the Ghost, which, you know, has become the more favored summoner spell for the Gwen. So not really going to be seeing much happening here, you would imagine, for the foreseeable future.
If a lot does happen there, you know something is going very wrong for one of them, you know? You know someone messed up massively.
Absolutely. But Tian looking to change up the script just a little bit. Shanks, no cleanse this time around. Has the teleport first, so Rookie may look for a flash charm. Has level 3. Does he want to go for it? He lands it. And Shanks does flash, but he doesn't get over the wall. Can he get away? That's the question. He cannot. And Tian flips the script. It was all about bot lane, but he says, nope, this worked so well in game number 1. Or sorry, game number 2. We're going to try it again in game number 4.
Rookie with the patience, with the charm. They're able to line up the CC, and great start by them. One of the things on the checklist for TS to be able to take this game and take this series has already been completed. Heng still being a pest in this bot side. Tian has Smite, able to get his buff, no problem. And it looks like for WE, just hoping to utilize the fact that they have the spot lane prio to force Tian out of his jungle.
Definitely working out for them for the moment. Good harassment here onto Mark as he goes down below half HP, and Top Esports happy with the way that kind of first mid lane gank goes. And again, giving resources to Rookie, I'm very happy to see that in a general sense. So overall, I think, you know, giving a agency to one of the best mid laners to ever play the game is good. A Smite should be coming out here from the Maokai, but has he overextended? There's going to be the Q coming in as Lwandy goes straight in with the grand entrance, but it's all just to make sure that jungler doesn't die.
That was one of those. I'll pause just in case Biubiu. Okay. So luckily, yep, top lane will just be top lane. But for Heng, it's like I get what you're thinking about. Again, you having this prio to work with. Like Rakan's making his way around, but that's just too deep, and it's so quick for, you know, the opposing bot lane to be able to react. We're gonna see here though what happened in mid. Rookie holding on from the sharp for quite a while. Shanks not wanting to burn the flash. A bit greedy by him. And he's going to end up paying for it. And like you said, nice gold going over to Rookie and Tian. And even ignoring the comp, it's always nice, I think, getting some kills on like the mobile pieces on the map early on, because it means like, hey, Rookie and Tian, these are going to be the ones going towards spot, going towards top, finding these kills, and making it so 3v3s and 4v4s will just be in their favors with them accelerating towards their first items.
So a little bit of a movement here. I like what Wayward was trying to do. Went for a cheeky back before Biubiu did. So trying to see if he can maybe get a summoner or two off of the Sion before kind of getting it. Unfortunately, he loses his Ghost, but let's be real, it's such a short cooldown. He's not really going to notice it until his needlework comes back up, or gets access to his needlework. So not that big of a deal. And Lwandy moving around here, and this is the big thing that we're noticing here with the Rakans and Nautilus, is that we actually haven't really seen is that you want to try and move around and affect those lanes as best as you possibly can, and this is where Lwandy will, you know, kind of, you know, do the best work he possibly can from what we've known him to do, if he can affect other lanes on this Rakan.
Yeah, I really feel like Lwandy has been the most important member on 2WE in terms of how they win or lose. Like Hope and Shanks are usually like the carry threats, but Lwandy, in terms of how WE play, look at all the resources they put towards spot. Look at how, like, pressure's transferred from lane to lane. It always starts with Lwandy. He's like 80% kill participation for WE. The rest of the squad is 70% or lower, which isn't a knock on the other members, just showing how much they rely on Lwandy to be that big playmaker, to get things started for the squad, for everything to go right.
Oh, Hope, he flashes, hook lands. He is dead the moment that Lwandy leaves. And then they just capitalize on it.
Well, never mind. Maybe Lwandy looking to be proactive is not the sauce. It's not what WE need.
Definitely feels tough. Let's say you got the Maokai in this bot side as Mark Hex flashes himself over the wall to make sure they can secure this dragon. Not really going to see much of a contest, you'd imagine, there from Heng, and that's going to be an easy now, little bit of an objective lead coming in here for top.
Tell me how much you would have flipped out if the sapling got it.
I mean, I've seen Janna Tornado steal Baron, dude. Like, I've seen it all sometimes. And, I never put it against because I don't know what it is. Even when it's uncontested, some junglers want to smite it. And it's a good practice thing to have. Like, exactly when it hits, you know, the number, it'd be at 600, 900, or 1200. And unfortunately, that goes a bit wayward. It didn't happen this time. But yeah, this is Hope just not really being in the right position there. And Mark just recognizing, yeah, look, you've no support, you're dead.
Yeah, I mean, look where Lwandy is in the minimap, making its way up into river. And then, yeah, great job by Top Esports to capitalize. Notice that moment coming through. Get something going for them. Now 30 seconds until Rift Herald's coming up. TES should be favored to be the team that gets it because they have this prio up in top side. Wayward's winning out heavily. They've had prio in mid. It should also be pretty easy to move Mark over first and have JackeyLove farm just fine. Has that ulti online. So we're going to see if Top Esports look into bringing Mark into the fold, or they go, hey, we've had pressure in both top and mid. That is enough to look for the Herald and WE maybe opt into a bot side play, realizing can't go for anything on the top side of the map.
That's what I was going to say. Like, they know now the Maokai is here, but I think an immediate retreat there from the Top Esports bot lane kind of gives up the ghost a little bit. Tian is nowhere near this. There is the ultimate coming out. JackeyLove will not get caught. No, he did! Which means he has to cleanse, and Mark's not going to get caught out because of that. How does he just get caught? I thought it was blocked by the Nautilus.
I also... I'll pause Wayward. Okay, this is going to be fine, but they saw the Maokai.
Is it?
Biubiu.
Flash! Needlework! Oh, Biubiu doesn't go down, but they do have Shanks in the mid lane now. Trying to get himself away. Lwandy covering, just making sure that nothing else goes down. Two ultimates burned here by Top Esports to get the flash of Shanks.
I don't know how people are having to blow these summoners in like situations that are very clearly going to happen. Biubiu still sitting under turret for now. Thinks he's fine. Wayward does have those stacks, which is the only thing that is a little bit concerning for his side, but it looks like nothing's going to come from it other than Tian picking up the Rift Herald while all these shenanigans have been going on.
Top lane is becoming a very dicey place. Maybe that's why the observers love looking at it so much. Maybe they know something we don't. They're like, it could all blow up right now as Biubiu stays top lane to try to soak this one up. But Tian is here, doesn't have ult, but does have flash, so he should be able to get himself in and out should he need it. I think he rightfully thinks the better of it and just kind of backs himself away. Take some more camps, get yourself further ahead if you can, or at least catch up to what the Maokai has already gotten himself.
Yeah, I think what he was also considering was like, he could have just dropped Herald, that would have taken turret, and then he's left in that 1v1 against the 10% HP Sion. But electing into not doing that, I think it's good. Go get plates onto one of your key carries. I mean, you could even just get plates onto Wayward if you wanted. I don't really think you necessarily need to use Herald to break down that turret with how much success Wayward's been having in the outright 1v1. But, you know, if Top Esports are then able to transition that onto the map and use that pressure, I could see it. Which, speaking of, again, now going to have Black Cleaver online at Sheen. You know what that means.
Nothing.
That's it?
I really thought about it. I was just like, it means he's got it first item. That's great. But I was like thinking, it's not like an activatable item. You know, it's not like a gore drinker where you're going to be healing. It's just more armor shred, which is nice against something like the Sion. Well, helps set up the Xayah.
He's ready to go find the blood of his enemy. That's what we've been waiting.
Of course.
3 kills, 11 minutes a game between Top Esports and WE. I got to be honest, not what I was expecting.
A little disappointed.
Two of our most aggressive early game teams in the LPL. Much more temper. JackeyLove.
Oh, JackeyLove still has the feathers to kind of bring back, but definitely a moment there between the AD carries. Tian just making himself known in this bot side with the Rift Herald, like you mentioned, and Rookie coming down as well. They may look for a full dive. Hard to do with the Maokai in the vicinity. You have a Realm Warp as well that could potentially be coming around the corner. Rookie might just jump on the Shanks, but looking to try and make sure he gets it a little bit more movement. There's the Charm coming in. Tian trying to make this one lock in. And Shanks will go down. They kind of bait and switch there. Said, look, we're going bot. Never mind. We're going back mid.
And now, gonna try to go bot, Mark. Lands the hook.
They're going to go for a full engage here onto the Maokai. Try and CC him down before he can do anything, but he gets a little bit of healing back from the passive. Finally, he goes down, but The health bars are trickling down a little bit more. You do not have the Rift Herald anymore here for Tian, so do they go for a 4v2? It's risky. Hope is there. They're going to try and get Lwandy. A flash is good, but there's some arc going down. JackeyLove's forced the flashes. They're tanking it. Oh, the insane flash. This is going so well for WE. They just need 1 or 2 more auto attacks. And top esports trade 1-for-1. Rookie will not go down to the sapling, but oh Lord, Hope is trying his absolute damnedest to make sure they don't lose this game.
Hope is playing such a great series today. What a sick flash coming out from him. Top Esports investing so much. Now everything going to be left on the shoulders of the advantages that Wayward has been building for himself up in this top lane. 3K gold lead over to TS. We're going to get a replay of this happening. Good play, something standard we've seen with Valorant many times. Lean towards bot, full enemy mid laner down. These have such a long, effective range to engage from. They're able to turn back on the Shanks, holding that shot for so long. Shanks still not being flashed from the previous play. And then Mark wanting to get things going here onto the Maokai. They're able to all collapse on him, find this first kill relatively easily. But it's this dive that, my God, the way that WE are able to outplay this. Trying to get onto the Rakan, first flash to get out of dodge. Mark goes down, but it's this one from Hope to get away from the Q. And with no wave, right, top esports juggling some turret aggro. I guess it did have a semblance of a wave, but you know, the dive had already started, so.
Well,
not too much, but now finding Age.
They might have, but they didn't, so we're gonna all relax and come back in. It's a Chem Rift, so I know it's not the most impactful of dragons, but it is one of the most impactful in terms of what it does to the actual Rift itself. So plenty of more options, more healing, more vision control available to you with those upgraded plants, and that's where the game starts to get a little bit funky. Mark taking a bit of damage there as uses that, just as I talked about it, that emboldened better blast cone to get himself back up into safety. But this game is getting very, very tense, and even though it's very tense and it's not that far away in terms of kills or objectives, it's a 4,000 top esports.
Yeah, it's actually huge.
It's huge, and I'm gonna say it. I think majority of that is coming from topside. Wayward got himself a full plate and turret all by himself. He's got 30 CS up. He's doing huge amounts of work just to kind of keep this going for himself, which means he's already got his Riftmaker so early on in this game.
And we were at a point earlier where I said, like, top esports can't just run into WE's comp 5v5. Imagine like Wayward running in, all of them lined up for his ult. Like, he's going to be dishing out huge amounts of damage. So I feel like his lead has kind of supplemented top esports in that team fighting department, so where it's like maybe they'll be able to come out ahead. It's just again, with the sheer amount of stats and power that they will have.
Yeah, I also like the adaptation we're seeing from Biubiu. He's gone with the Abyssal Mask, gets him a little bit of health, of course, a little bit of magic resistance as well. Biubiu may be thinking about going for something here in this mid lane, but hard to lock down a lot of the members of top esports. You kind of look at everyone available on their team, and it's all mobility. They've all got ways of stopping your engage. You're not really going to be looking for a pick per se. You're definitely looking, as you said, for that big 5v5, but I don't know if you're going to be there for a little bit. You need 2 items, 3 maybe, onto your AD carry and your mid laner before you're really feeling comfortable here as WE.
And also, just by being behind by top esports, already opening up the map with that side lane turret, they're going to be more easily able to pull WE apart. And this is why top esports don't have to lean on their team fighting all too much, because when you're able to find these real leads, again, you really prevent it from ever coming pass. Or even if the enemy team does want to look for team fights, you get vision set up first, like we see now. They have to find creative ways or find ways to pressure one of the lanes to get into river, and it gives you, the team that's winning, an opportunity to find a pick. Like, so many things stacked in favor of TES right now. But if top esports are going to win, you know, any upcoming skirmish, we are going to need to see Wayward actually fall.
Yeah. Him in a side lane, gaining this advantage is all well and good, but the Sion will get up to his items. The whole thing with the tank items, the tank builds, that they are relatively cheaper, all things considered, to the things. We do see a lot of selling coming in for Wayward, as he really wanted that needlessly large rod, and kind of sensing something in the water right now, kind of saying to himself, look, if we get a big hammer blow, big haymaker coming into WE, maybe around this next fight in a minute 45, around this next dragon, that could be the go sign that kind of spells the end of WE. Top Esports in a fantastic position to finish off this series 3-1 and looking a lot more comfortable in this game number 4 comparatively to game 1 and of course game 3.
I mean, just look at them breaking down bot lane turret now with the pressure that Tian's been able to put up. And really, despite how quiet this game has been, almost 6K gold over to their side. Yeah. So kind of looking forward with what TS want to do, right? Only outer turret left is that mid lane. So I think we're going to start to see them maybe start putting Rookie in the side lane, your bot lane over towards the mid. And you could look for this 4 to 5 man collapse. I mean, Wayward can hover over whenever he wants. The big one will be Rookie starting to make his way towards that, and then should be able to get that one down with numbers advantage.
The gold lead is very much in Wayward and of course in Tian in terms of like who they're going up against. Shanks about 1,000 behind, so again, not too significant in the grand scheme of things. So you are looking towards having Wayward involved to make sure that these fights go the way you want them to. As Maokai gonna walk in, see if he can find Mark. They're gonna get a TP. They didn't expect that, and there's gonna be Shanks almost going down. JackeyLove flash forward, lets the feathers fly. They look to try and maybe fully engage on top of this. They get the charm down, but they use the blast cone to completely isolate Tian, who goes straight back in on top of Hope. Gale forces away, flashes away from Rookie, who's going in with the Spirit Rush. It's all a bit messy, but no one actually goes down. A lot of summoners burn. Top Esports don't really lose anything at all.
Still, had they found that kill on Shanks, that would have been insane because they were aiming for Heng. I don't think they even knew that Shanks was there.
No, don't believe he did. Well, Mark gets caught up in Iwandy's grand entrance, but that'll answer so, and Iwandy kind of gets himself back into position. And again, you can't really defend this that well, especially with Biubiu now and a lot of pressure. Needlework coming out. We see the ultimate used just to Tokyo drift himself away from this top side. But now, with the pressure you've garnered in mid and in that top side, we are going to see them go for a little bit more of a play here. And again, Wayward has the Rift Held recall, so he's not in trouble.
And look at what TS have done. TS had already pushed out that bot wave, which is why Rookie's going to, just make sure it gets into turret now. They have complete vision around mid. They went for that group up, which allows them to easily pivot back down to Dragon. The steps are there. Top Esports, when they have a lead, like they know how to push the game forward. But here it is, aiming for Heng, buying Shanks. Like, it would have been beautiful, would have been insane. They would have been so happy with that. But Shanks managing to escape on looked like 190 HP. Top Esports want to keep following it up, but just not wanting to commit too far into WE's own territory. The Blast Plant being there to make sure that Heng's able to get away. But still, got a lot of summoner spells out from the side of WE.
A lot of summoner spells, a lot of pressure, and gives them a second dragon as well. But it's tenacity, it's nice. Keeps you kind of, especially with stacking that tenacity, since the single target CC you have available with something like the Maokai and of course the Ryze. We do see that Rift Herald had to be dropped at some point, and it will be dropped bot lane because it was running out of time. So whether or not that gets to get a charge off will remain to be seen, but this game is stalling out a little bit. It's been 5,000 gold for a bit of a while now. We can see the Top Esports are very strong, but they're not gaining a lot from this kind of series of play. They're just kind of keeping these waves pushed in, keeping everyone from WE pinned back.
Look, Sheen, I think we're at another point where WE needs some inspiration. So I got a Dwayne The Rock Johnson quote that'll help them out.
Go on.
WE, I can eat 2 large pizzas and a tray of brownies in one sitting. I'm not sharing that. We can get another one, but I ain't sharing. Those are words from the great Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's a fact. You can look it up.
If you don't quite understand it, you need to think deeper about it. You need to think about what was really not just hear it, listen to it.
Describes this game right now. Actually, no, I don't want to explain it. Look, Top Esports, they got mid lane turret. It speaks for itself.
Exactly. That was the 2 pizzas, the 2 towers. They ain't sharing nothing. They ain't trading back anything.
Let's be real. The Rock can eat much more than 2 large pizzas and a tray of brownies in one sitting. The amount of calories that guy needs to get in a day.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Maintain that kind of physique, absolutely he is eating way more than just that. But, gotta get that grind set. And I'll say Biubiu is getting pretty big. He's eating up all these minions. Trying to get up to his second item here, but then they go for something there. I believe we were hearing bot side as the audio got very distorted there as Wayward popped the ghost, which means Biubiu loses his flash. Wayward owns this bot side. With that Void Staff, you just cannot deal with this Gwen on the side lane.
No, not able to deal with it whatsoever. And now TS just doing the game of trying to deny information from WE in this top side river, being funneled to their own jungle. And now it'll be about if you can find camps elsewhere, right? Like if Wayward is actually replay of Wayward, able to cancel out Biubiu's ulti and just run him down, forcing out summoners left and right. But yeah, for TS now, we're going to be looking at them pushing that vision line deeper, taking away more jungle camps from WE, denying them more golden experience, only furthering their lead because now we're at 2 items pretty much across the board except for Mark. So, I mean, jungle, AD carry, a whole item up.
Yeah.
Shanks and Biubiu have been able to keep up in terms of that stuff. But like you said, even Wayward having more expensive items on the opposite side.
Definitely feels a bit of an uphill battle here for WE. They need to try and find those big team fights, as you mentioned. But yeah, I was gonna say maybe they want to go for this. This is a difficult one to really make stick because you've already got the Radiant Virtue. TP comes in from Biubiu, but you're gonna get no purchase from that. Rookie off to the side, waiting for someone to step too far forward, and that means that Wayward has teleport advantage on a side lane. So now your inhibitors are at risk now for the side of WE.
They just don't know what to do. They don't know how to deal with the side lane pressure. I will say, at least now getting more of their items online. Bloodthirster just picked up by Hope. It seems like still a little bit away from a point where they can safely look for the side. Lwandy, though.
He's not going to get away from that. The quickness just keep him off. Away from the charm. That means you've lost a massive engaged tool now, and this is where the game starts to get a bit funky. Top Esports, they still need to win this one. They haven't gotten out of the woods just yet, but they are in total control as Biubiu just struggles to find a way to kind of, contain this Gwen side push. Isn't in any danger of dying, you would imagine, but the way we're getting his ghost up very, very soon, that might change very quickly. We're almost catapulting himself towards that death cap. It's going to be so difficult to keep him under wraps. And third dragon, soul point going over to Top Esports now as well.
Yeah, and he already has Void Staff, so once he sees that death cap, like, he already can hurt Biubiu, like we saw from the replay before when he forced the flash. He's only going to do more. So WE going to need the Hail Mary, looking for the Baron. He's already here, and the rest of Top Esports are following up.
Yeah, they're going for it. Red, white, let's fight. That's what you want to do here as WE. You're going to try and make this one work. They're going to pop down a little bit of a decimating smash. Rookie has the Spirit Rush, keeps himself alive and well. They're going to get the Baron down to 3,000, 2,000. Oh, it's taken! And that's a huge objective bounty as well. Get everyone on the realm bar. Get the hell out! Oh my god, the charm landed. But it is a massive W here for WE as they get themselves a sneaky Baron and they can delay the game even further.
This could be all they need, right? They're still at a pretty significant deficit, but this should be able to buy them time. This will allow them to take space by grouping up, using the Baron minions, pushing in TES. But the thing is, what are you able to do beyond that? Dragon, not going to be up for a little bit. For WE to effectively use the Baron and take down structures, they're going to be putting themselves at risk of an engage coming out from TES. So for TS now, I think you need to see how WE go for their lane allocations and match accordingly. Looks like they are going to throw Shanks up towards top and try to use this Baron, get pressure in multiple lanes, which I think is a little bit better for TS than having to worry about them like full on deathballing them and at least getting some siege down. Because other than the fact that they were out on the map first, so they're going to be able to get these initial pushes, I don't know how much WE will actually be able to use this Baron to take down structures.
Yeah, I think the big thing is that when we're looking at this Baron, it wasn't about taking this Baron to like crack open the base or get an inhibitor or something. This Baron gave you time. That's what this did. It gave you time to be able to set yourself up and maybe get your onto 3 items for your Ryze, get to 3 items for the Aphelios, and then have, a Biubiu tank that can do something. But looks like it's going to be the top turret itself. That should be a start. That's all you need. It's now, instead of a 7,000 gold lead, it's a 5,000 gold lead. You've cut it down by 2. This is where top esports need to make sure they are coming out on top. They can't let that happen again, because that was just straight up just bad recall timings where you hadn't got your mark putting down, you know, vision. You didn't have any way of, you know, knowing that the Baron was being taken, and you just got caught.
Honestly, just falling prey to how fast WE do it, because Rookie was in Tribrush. They were TPing almost immediately, just not expecting how fast the Baron take was able to come out. But there it is. Rabadon's death cap built up for Wayward. I want to see how much damage he does if he gets right onto someone like Hope. This Hope might just be gone. At oh wait, Tian.
They're looking for something right now. They know that
they really want to get this going.
Yeah, they've done this a couple of times now. Anytime we have gotten a Baron, they've actually lost out on the ensuing push afterwards. But WE recognizing that they've been caught a couple of times in this exact situation, they back themselves away, nobody goes down, and everyone just resets themselves. So we take a little bit of a deep breath, reset ourselves. This Baron's going to end up being a 2,000 plus play here for WE, delays them off, gets them closer to those big items. And again, you want to get that death cap finish. You need that Infinity Edge finish up here. But honestly, if I'm being a WE fan or a WE kind of hopeful, screw the dragon. You don't care about it in a minute 30. You need to just keep this game alive as best you can.
Yeah, they need to keep the game alive. They need to be looking for the fight that pursues. They've been doing a nice job of making sure not too much action has actually come out of this early game from TES. Get towards their huge item power spikes. We can see now Hope getting incredibly close to that Infinity Edge. Death cap for Shanks, not too far away. And that's probably when they'll be the point where they'll feel comfortable opting to some action, trying to alleviate the pressure that Wayward's putting in bot on top right now with Shanks. Just buy time for those next key items. Hope that they're up by Dragon, and then use Biubiu, Heng, and Lwandy CC effectively to make sure that Wayward won't be a menace at 5v5.
Getting very, very tense all of a sudden. What was looking like a top esports confirmed game. So you see Rookie move into this mid lane after TPing, after clearing out that top side. It is starting to get a little bit more about how you execute, who can catch out who, what is used before the fight really kind of kicks off. Now, Tian gonna cue himself away as they might have found Maokai there, but with his big buddy, his big brother, in the Sion there, it looks like WE want to go for the fight. Top esports almost in position. Oh my god! Oh no, that's not what you want to be seeing. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that is oh god. Well, people of the world, Shane, we're gonna where Heng is. Look at where Heng is.
I mean, they're trying to jump onto Wayward, burst him out, because again, he's very squishy, but they're going to jump in straight away. Here we go. They're going to make this one work. Wayward goes golden, uses a stopwatch. There is the Moonlight Vigil, only lands on the one. Shanks is 1v1ing JackeyLove right now, but it's a fight on two fronts. They jump straight on top of Hope. It's the AD carries being singled out, but JackeyLove's still alive. Eventually, he will fall. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade, though, in favor of top esports. WE looking for more, though. There's a Rub Warp. Oh! It just about gets him out, and Shanks will stay alive, but it's Soul now over to the side of top esports.
I mean, just too big, right? The Gwen running them down, Rookie able to follow up. Tian, you guys just cover so much distance, managed to get two, convert it into Soul, and hopefully, you know, 4 TS should be enough to bring them across the finish line. But WE, they've been resilient. We're going to get to see the replay here. They wanted to jump right onto Wayward, take him down. Biubiu's ult doesn't connect with anyone. And it's like, okay, Shanks doing a nice job of taking JackeyLove out of the fight on the opposite end. But the problem is, like we see, by Ahri, cover the distance. Wayward there to put up the numbers. And then into the 2 picks coming through for top esports that allows them to take that Soul.
Is the Soul confirmed? WE put themselves back in. But this is the thing. We're now at 30 minutes. Death cap completed for Shanks. Infinity Edge finished up here for Hope. You aren't in that bad of a situation now. Yes, you are still 5,000 gold down, but that's only 5,000 gold. And now WE know how quickly they can do this Baron. They're going to go for it because they got a little bit more red-white, so they want to fight. TES, though, are in position of this right now. Good move there. That's a big knockdown as well. Biubiu's getting shredded. Biubiu cannot stand that far forward. Wayward is immune and has got the needlework to do work. Tian goes in, he wants to try and find out, but that's a great quickness to disengage as Tien's now isolated away from the rest of his team. He goes golden, Shanks has nowhere to go either, Tian just can't die, and Hope has to flash away, does pop down the Moonlight Vigil, but he just can't do anything else after that. Finds himself in front of the Vi and top esports. They've exploded this game back onto the map. They've pushed in all of their advantages, and it looks like they're taking the 3-1.
Yeah, top esports take the fight. They're going to start breaking down more of WE's base. High pressure on this team for the roster they have, for the fact that they were in both finals last year, the fact that this is the first playoffs they're playing without Knight. But at least in this first series, Machine, they're meeting expectations.
Meeting expectations. It took a while. They definitely ramped up as they look to try and end this game. It's not over just yet. You do have plenty of tanks in front of you, but not enough people to kind of really do much damage to these minions. Double, triple. The minions are all going to do everything there. You're just getting them set up and ready to go. Top esports will 3-1, and top esports will move on in the bracket.
TES came out a bit dicey in game 1, but showed resilience. Game 2, an absolute massacre of WE. They lost game 3, but now in game 4 showing another convincing win. This is the bounce back you wanted to see. They went on a 5-series loss streak towards the end of the split, won their very last series against FPX to break that curse, brought in Wayward to do so, and now with Wayward keeping the momentum up. And it's exactly what TES need. TES need to build on it even further, because I'll be honest, great win today. I don't know if this is enough to take down OMG, but I will say the good thing is that, like, we know top esports, like, their ceiling, their heights are incredible late game. So hopefully they can keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got a job done. You did.